Good morning, everybody. My name is Jeong-Beom Kim. I'm from Namseol University. I'm in charge of the Big Data AI department. I'm very pleased to make a presentation at Jeju International Workshop. My paper theme is a study on automatic analysis of risk group for post-traumatic stress disorder based on big data. First, let me make a presentation about the summary of my paper. As a typical mental sequelae that develops over a long period of time after experiencing a physically and mentally shocking event is known as a post-traumatic stress disorder. Post-traumatic disorder is a complex psychological trauma that can lead to self-harm and that's at risk. The purpose of this study is to investigate the prevalence and the prevalence of post-traumatic stress disorder by mental health damage factor of the firefighters exposed to various types of trauma, such as accidents, disasters, and based on big data. Next slide is about big data framework. There are four categories in big data framework. First category is technology. Next category is analytical infrastructure, operational structure, infrastructure as service, structural database. And the next framework, another framework is vertical application frameworks, which are vertical applications, long data applications, log data applications, ad media applications, business intelligence applications, analytics and visualization. Among technologies, there are some major technology in big data analysis frameworks, which are Hadoop and Medout and HBase and Cassandra. These are the big data frameworks. Using this big data framework, we can analyze big data for the automatic analysis of the risk group for post-traumatic stress disorder. Let me move on to another slide. Next slide is about big data landscape. As of today, there are many big data applications and systems have been developed. As you can see in these slides, major big data players are IBM, SAP, SAS, SAS, TIBCO, and Amazon, and Google. Those are major players for the big data players. They have developed many big data applications and systems. So this is infrastructure group. Here is the analytics group. Here is application enterprise category. And as you see here, also Apple Group has announced many big data platforms and also IoT sensor data are connected to big data. Also financial, in terms of financial data and economic data sources can be included among this category. also and another these are the another application groups as data resources. So as you can see in this slide, many global companies have been involved in big data as a landscapes. So we can leverage this, the big data landscapes to study to my study. Okay, let me move on to another slide. This is a big data platform. So as the automatic automatic analysis of the risk groups for post-traumatic stress disorder based on big data, I have used this big data platform. The term post-traumatic stress disorder was first used in the field of the psychiatry through the 1980 American Diagnostics and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. PTSD begins to attract attention through symptoms such as anxiety, sleep disorder, and depression caused by soldiers who were originally sent to war or conflict zones. This item is used as a generic term. In particular, in the process of the developing an advanced civilized society, PTSD high-risk groups are increasing day by day due to the engagement and diversification of the disasters, event and accident. While there is a clear difference in the intensity and response patterns of the mental traumas that an individual accept particular event existing PTSD, criteria have limitations in diagnosing these complex factors because it does not completely eliminate the possibility of the contaminating the result data. The main purpose is to develop an analysis algorithm that can verify the reality by developing an intelligent analysis tool based on big data. We focus on research and development of the algorithm for implementing big data-based analysis system. They can identify and predict major risk factors for post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, let me move on to the next slide. This is PTSD analysis process. This is one of the important slides for my study. As you can see, you can put on the PTSD data on here as a data warehouse, and some other data can be gathered to here and here, but this is a major data storage. So the data can be extracted from here and from the operation system and machine data, web data, and audio and the external data. This SNS data is contained here, and also we can scroll and the data from here and move on to Hadoop cluster and move finally to here. And there are two kinds of user. One is a casual user, another is a power user. casual users and makes the report and dashboard. Power user is in charge of this system, who are doing these apps, which are in memory, which are ad hoc inquiry, upload and inquire query and report, and ad hoc query, and analytic platform or non-relation database ad hoc query. So this these are the data source, and the source data, and this part, and the middle part is data storage part, and this part is users who are using this system for PTSD analysis. So this is PTSD analysis process from the data gathering and storage and storing and data usage, and makes a report. Okay. Next slide is about analysis system architecture. Fire officers have a higher risk of trauma than the general population, and they feel legacy and depression over a long period of time when they witness or apprehend the dead bodies during the public service. Even with these symptoms, professional psychological counseling and treatment supports are not always in demand due to chronic fire shortage and lack of budget. In 2016, the Chungcheongnam-do Fire Department developed and distributed the web-based PTSD self-diagnosis process to promote psychological diagnosis and mental health welfare of the firefighters in the city. These are one of the architecture which are they doing right now. This program was developed and distributed in the basis of psychological medical examination through the system of special health checkup. In the article 27 of the Health and Safety Management Regulation. But there is concern that the result of the self-diagnosis will adversely affect my personnel in the future. Because of the high rate of the inaccurate response, the reliability of the system was deteriorated. Let me move on to the next slide. Fire officers who are responsible for the property and the safety of the people are occupations. They can require the high professionalism, speed and accuracy, along with psychological health. In the same time, healthy mental power must be supported to prevent the secondary accidents that may occur during public health service. In 2008, a study by the National Emergency Management Agency found that over 80% of the firefighters experienced traumatic events, while 35.9% said they needed mental health services. However, the actual rate of the using the service was only 6.2%, which was pointed out due to the lack of substitute and the adjustment of the work hours. At present, the work of human and material resources for fire officers is unreserved, and it is also closely related to the recent issues of the transmission to national positions of firefighters who are highly interested in society. firefighters currently classified as local officers are determined by the financial status of their local government, which means that the survival rate of people is in event of disasters. This is directly related to the treatment of firefighters, that is the advancement of the working environment and the health welfare and the policy support measures at the level of the central government are urgently needed regardless of the phenomena of the rich and poor. This is the final conclusion, final slide as a conclusion. On-site data from firefighters with high frequency of the trauma and instant impacting scale, ISR, depression scale, PTSD, drinking scale, audit key by developing an algorithm that analyzes the correlation with post-traumatic stress disorder, triggering factors on the 4 scales based on big data and artificial intelligence. It secures a high level of reliability that is different from the existing method. It collects real-time dispatch types, fire risk, emergency of the report data, and the dispatch command data sent to the 911 situation room. And at the same time, automatically detects the risk of the post-traumatic stress disorder and dispatch early warning of the field personal dispatch to the report. We want to develop a system that can be used. My paper is focused on the national welfare in terms of the automatic analysis of the risk groups for PTSD data based on big data systems. This kind of the data, which are the PTSD, is getting this data is very, very hard. But I have gathered as much as possible all sources, especially from the fire departments, to do this the paper analysis. My next paper will be focus on the on-site real data and and to produce a platform for this automatic analysis of risk groups for PTSD, which are post-traumatic stress disorder based on big data. Another my future plan is to utilize AI technologies, which are deep learning, to make the another angle to do the analysis of this PTSD groups, which will be this kind of the study is very beneficial for our national welfare. This concludes my paper presentation. Thank you.